Good evening, everybody, from wherever you're watching, and welcome back to another Euro video. This time, I'm a very happy England fan. We are through to the finals yet again. Last time it was Italy, this time it's going to be Spain. It's coming home this year, I can tell you that. But it wasn't always easy getting to this point. We had some ups, in games against Netherlands, Switzerland, but we also had some big down moments before that when we were taking on Denmark and Slovakia. So this video I will cover England's road to the final. Literally just says it in the title. My apologies. So I want to start off before the Euro campaign. I want to start one game before. That was against Iceland. And we had performed rubbish in that game. We didn't score. But guess who did score? Iceland. They got a 1-0 win in the end. And literally the players were getting roasted again and again and again. It was just madness. I don't know how it happened, but it just happened. And it just affected the confidence of the players. The way that they were playing, it was a star-studded squad. And the fact that we weren't really able to get the results that we expected just shows you that we weren't confident in the kind of football that we played. Initially, I was blaming Gareth Southgate for that, but now, looking at it, this sort of an angle after the Iceland game just shows you that, just tells me that the team really not having a good day in the office. And that really did affect their confidence. If you look at their performances, 1-0 to Serbia, 1-1 to Denmark, 0-0 draw to Slovenia. We'll get to those matches in detail later. And our latest now. Let's start. First game was against Serbia. Now, Serbia had a good squad. They had Sergej Milinković-Savić. They had Tadic. They had Alexander Mitrovic. So overall, it was a good team, but I was expecting England to win the game by at least a 2-goal margin. The game ended 1-0. And the only goal that was scored in the match by England was a Jude Bellingham header. It was a brilliant assist, I should say, from Bukayo Saka right to Jude Bellingham. Got the header in. And yeah, we just led 1-0 early on, 12 minutes into our Euro campaign. But then things got slow. And when I mean slow, I mean really slow. We weren't creating opportunities anymore. We were just passing around, playing defensive football. I just hated that because I am a Man City fan. And at Man City, Pep Guardiola, although he does play defensive style, he still likes to create chances whenever he sees any, Not exactly Pep, but the players. They like to create chances whenever they see an opening. And the fact that England wasn't able to do this, just saddened me a lot. Because I wanted to see an exciting game. I wanted to see us getting on the board, being strong, and really scoring a lot of goals. Whenever we lost the ball, Pickford to be there to save it. And yeah, I wasn't really getting any of that vibe, although the Pickford save did happen. But goal scoring and opportunity creating wise, that's not really proper English, but just, bear with me. We were pretty bad. We were rubbish. Just one goal scored in that game. And although we did win, we were in horrible form. Right, let's now move on to the second game that we played in the group stages, which was against the Danes, Denmark. This game, again, should have been 2-0. But I must remind everybody that this was the team that we faced in last edition's semi-final, Euros 2020 semi-final. In that game, we won. We went to the final where we lost, sadly. But we won that game. Danes took an early lead, but an own goal did give us that equaliser. Went to extra time, Harry Kane scored in extra time, and we won that game. This time, again, it was a 1-1 draw, by the end of full time. But that scenario and this scenario, completely different. That semi-final, you have too much pressure. You can't really do everything right. This, a group stage game, should be a lot easier compared to a semi-final. The mentality is different. You know, some coaches always say that 10% of football is physical, but the remaining 90% is mental. The thoughts that you take really do matter. And the thoughts that, and the decisions, I should say, that England took was not really good. Harry Kane scored early in the 18th minute, but then a free kick delivered from, I'm pretty sure, I think I can get his name right, Jomand. I hope I got it right. He equalised. And the second half, goalless, which meant that the game ended 1-1. And Gareth Southgate just got booed after the game. It was a disappointing performance, and the fans did hold back their disapproval, started throwing bottles at Gareth Southgate, the players, because they really did want Gareth Southgate out. They were not the only people who wanted Gareth Southgate out. I too wanted Southgate out, but looking at England's performances now and where they've gotten now, I want him to stay at England. I can tell you, I saw YouTubers like Mark Goldbridge accusing Gareth Southgate of not picking enough star players, and not picking people who deserve to be on the team. But now, my mentality's changed. I think he's a brilliant coach, and I think that he could get us to our first ever major trophy in 58 years. I was proved wrong by Gareth Southgate. Now, we're still in that phase where England are going through that low period, you could say. Next game was against Slovenia, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Slovenia. This was their last group game. Currently on 4 points. Denmark was on 2 points, and Slovenia themselves, they were on 2 points. They got a draw against Denmark and Serbia. Who knew? And Serbia were obviously on 1 point. Now, the game against Slovenia, I was just happy for Slovenia that they were able to make it through. They faced Portugal. Very tight game. They lost on penalties. But still, a 0-0 draw against a team like Slovenia. You're joking, right? I was just surprised to hear that. And it was just, can this team go through to the final? At that point, my thought was no, because I was hearing so many negative thoughts, negative people, I should say, here and there, just saying that England just drew to Slovenia. What on earth are you lads doing? You drew to Denmark, you've drawn to Slovenia. Like, this is not your year. You've got good players, but the performances just don't add up. I can hear people saying that. And it was just a disappointing period for me as an England fan. It was carnage. We did go through after the end of the game, top of the group, which means we got easy games coming up. Ish, obviously. But, yeah, still, I could hear people saying that, yeah, England, they're not going to get to the final. They're going to be knocked out in the round of 16. They've got Slovakia coming up. If they can't even beat Slovenia, then how will they be able to beat Slovakia? It's just not possible. I can hear people saying that. And it was just a disappointing time. I can tell you, if you are an England fan, you know the emotional roller coaster that you go through being one. Not an England fan, you won't know the experience, but yeah, it is just a very, very emotional time whenever a major tournament is going on, because you hear these voices, you hear these other people saying England are not going to win because they haven't won a trophy in 58 years. They perform horribly. They've got a good squad, but the performance on the pitch, it just doesn't level up with the players. You hear these people saying these things over and over and over again. You know, when we had David Beckham, we should have done well. When we had Wayne Rooney, we should have done well. When we had people like Alan Shearer, we should have done well. Teddy Sheringham, we have so many stars. But we were just not able to get the performances out. We had so many good players, but the trophies just weren't coming. 2018 World Cup semi-final, I remember. It was carnage. I absolutely hated it. We lost to Croatia. And we should have taken it to penalties. 100% we should have taken it to penalties. We didn't. We lost that game. Next major tournament, Euro 2020. Finals, lost to Italy. Penalty misses from Rashford, Jadon Sancho and Bukayo Saka proved to be costly. And World Cup 2022, lost that one. Quarterfinals, 1-2 France. So, yeah, you know, if you know the song is 3 lines on a shirt, then you would know the lyrics that says that people just know that England's gonna blow it away, gonna throw it away. It just seems like it's just become a classic that, you know, you say that it's gonna be coming home, but in the end, England just gave an absolute horror show and is in the end not coming home. It's coming Rome, or it's going to Spain, or whether maybe Croatia or France or any team. It just feels like we're gonna bottle it at some stage. This tournament is different. We have a star-studded squad, yes. The performance haven't added up, no. But we have hope. Round of 16, we face Slovakia. And again, should have been an easy win, but we went down early in the first half. By the end of the first 45 minutes, we were 1-0 down. By the end of the first 90 minutes, we were 1-0 down. By the end of the first 95 minutes, we were 1-0 down. By the end of normal time, the game was 1-1. And you know why? Jude Bellingham decided to score a bicycle kick with 1 minute of injury time left. It is just unbelievable how he could come up with a shot that fooled Dubravka, who is the Slovakian goalkeeper, I must say, and still get it in the back of the net. It was just class. That goal deserves to win goal of the tournament. I have to say that. It was worldy. Top class. Right. Game went to extra time. Now, normally extra time is a period where you just want to skip it. If a team can only score, 2 goals in 90 minutes? If 2 teams can score 2 goals in 90 minutes, then why have an extra 30 minutes where you know literally that they're going to score nothing? Again, different. Second minute of extra time. Guess who decides to get into the scoring? Harry Kane, with a header past the Slovakian defence, gave England the lead. And it was just unbelievable. I didn't watch the game live. I woke up and I asked my Alexa what the score was, and it said 2-1. England won the game 2-1. I was just wondering, why only 2-1, lads? It should have been a lot easier. You guys should have won by a bigger margin. And then when you look at the highlights, it just shows you that, wow, we were down for a period. We were down for a long time. And the fact that we were able to come back up and win that game 2-1 just shows you what this team is capable of under pressure. I hope that this capability of the team does result in them performing well in the final. Hopefully, fingers crossed, on the 14th of July. But now, back to England tour to the final, main topic. England then, now, after winning that game against Slovakia, would play Switzerland in the quarter-final game. This game I did watch live, and it was pretty boring. Yeah, gotta be honest. It was not exciting one bit. Well, at least the first half. The second half was pretty good, I must say. The first half, it was just not exciting. It wasn't, you didn't get those classic good crosses, good chances. it just wasn't that. And because of that, it was a goalless first half. Second half, 2 goals. Embolo scored one for Switzerland in the 75th minute, giving them the early lead. But England, with Bukayo Saka, didn't want the Swiss taking this too easily and scored a brilliant goal in the 80th minute. For him to come up with a shot like that is just unbelievable. World class. The game went to extra time, then to penalties. And it was a penalty shootout that I enjoyed very much. Because every time England took a penalty, or after every time England took a penalty, I would clap my hands, fist bump, and off to the side. Because we scored every single penalty in that game. We were just unstoppable in that game. Or at least the penalty shootout. Cole Palmer got it in, made Jan Sommer get strong. Manuel Akanji missed his penalty for Switzerland. First penalty. Pickford gets left. Pickford got it right. Second penalty, Jude Bellingham got it in. Third penalty, Bukayo Saka got it in. Fourth penalty, Ivan Toney got it in. And finally, fifth, it was Trent Alexander-Arnold and got it in. We just won that game. I don't know how on earth we were able to win that. After the 75th minute, I was just really just hoping that something miraculous would happen. And who knew this was the miracle of England in that game. Well, the first miracle we'd seen from England in tournament, but still, miracle's a miracle. And it was a damn good one. So now, I'm thinking, oh, we've actually got a chance of winning this again. We could actually lift the trophy on Sunday. And semi-finals, it was indeed the Netherlands. And that just blew my confidence a lot. It was a very difficult situation because the Netherlands, they'd beaten Turkey, they'd beaten Romania, they'd smashed Romania 3-0, and I would, consider Romania to be same level as Slovakia. So it was just nerves coming into that game, just hopes and prayers. And in the end, for the third time, no, I should say not in the end, at the start, very early in the start, 7 minutes to be exact, Xavi Simons scored the first goal for the Netherlands with a very impressive goal. I must say, it was a rather nice goal. A Pickford got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. The Netherlands took the early lead. Now, I must say another thing. A very important thing. There were 100,000 Dutch fans who came to Dortmund on that day to support the Netherlands. It was just madness. Anywhere you go, any turn that you take in that area, you could see an orange shirt, which that had Orange Army written on it, or had the Netherlands crest on it. The place was packed with Dutch fans. You wouldn't even know that it was Germany. You'd think that you're in Holland, you're in the Netherlands. But it was Germany. It was Germany. It was Germany full of Dutch fans. It was a really, really difficult game. And to make things worse, you had these many Dutch people coming in, supporting the Netherlands. It just makes it a lot difficult then for England. But we got a penalty. We got a penalty with Harry Kane. 18th minute, Harry Kane scores with a penalty. The Dutch goalkeeper, he gets right. But still, Harry put enough power and enough distance away from the goalkeeper, mind the English, to get it in. Right, now the game is 1-1. We didn't see a goal for the next, 90 minutes? Not 90 minutes. That's too long. 80 minutes. We'll keep it 70 minutes. In the 18th minute, Ollie Watkins got subbed in for Harry Kane, and Cole Palmer got subbed in for Phil Foden. The amazing thing in this is both of them contributed in England's winning goal. Cole Palmer assisted Ollie Watkins, who produced a goal of the ages to knock out the Netherlands in the 91st minute. Who knew England would leave things so late in these knockout games? I wouldn't really think that. But this was the third consecutive time we had gone a goal down. And it was the third consecutive time we'd come back to win the game. It was madness. It was ecstasy. It was a night to remember for not only the players, but for the fans as well who'd gathered in the stadium. And for all England supporters, not only in England, but all over the world, whether it may be in the US, Asia, India, Australia, Africa. It was a night to remember because England were through to the final for a second time. Now, I want to give a little description about Spain. Spain have not lost a single game that they've played in this tournament. That's a pretty brilliant achievement. And that just gonna, again, confidence is gone from high. Still, it's come down. My confidence has come down because Spain haven't lost a single game in this tournament. That just get the nerves up, doesn't it? That just gets the nerves up. And now you're telling this England team who'd not lost a single game yet, but who'd drawn to Denmark, who'd drawn to Slovenia, who drew to Switzerland to come play Spain in the final and actually beat them. It's going to be a difficult task. But I am sure, I'm not just sure, I'm double sure that Sunday's game, July 14th at 9 o'clock local time, it is going to end with England winning the trophy. Football's coming home after 58 years.